My name is James Prudhomme. I'm the Managing Director of EMEA for Index Exchange. I think there are a number of reasons for that. I think one of the big causes of that is the capital structure that most companies find themselves within. So in other words, a lot of venture capital has flown into the business, and venture capitalists have demanded very high rates of return and very high margins as a result of that. Because their margin demands are quite high, it means companies aren't able to be as upfront with their clients as I think they should be. Yes, absolutely. There's no question. I remember it wasn't that many years ago when Procter and Gamble had first started using viewability and fraud detection systems of their own, and we're simply telling agencies and vendors we will not pay for impressions that we've deemed to be fraudulent. And I remember the impact that that had across the industry. It was quite profound at the time. Absolutely. I think that transparency affects publishers at least as much, if not more, than it affects brands. I think that publishers who are selling impressions in marketplaces that are made up of largely either fraudulent impressions or they're selling impressions into marketplaces with hidden fees and margins that are not sustainable, that has a dramatic impact on their revenue and it has a dramatic impact on the way that they do business, and that has to change. I think from a brand perspective, simply using qualified third-party viewability vendors, that's by far away the easiest thing. So companies like Integral Ad Science, Moat, there's a number of others. Metrix here in Europe is quite strong. No, it's definitely a select few. It's a select few that have been allowed to operate, though, I would say somewhat under the radar, but people have been aware of who these bad actors are. The incentives for companies, exchanges, and otherwise to try to stop this activity are not necessarily aligned. So, in other words, because, again, for those capital structure reasons, because venture capitalists have demanded the sorts of returns that they need on their investments, a lot of companies have overlooked the fraud in their marketplaces. And I think that that's really, really started to change within the last 6 to 12 months. And it's just not going to be allowed to continue.